Hello, 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 everybody. So, again, uh, my name is Elias, and I'm a recruiter. Um, and today I will be reacting to a video called "Why Can't I Find a Job?" But before that, please subscribe to my channel because it's very important. Every single view on my channel is very, very important. Because I want give people the perspective, and I want to help people, and I want to um, bring knowledge right on my channel and give people to um, oh my god, I cannot even express my opinion. So I want to help people. I want to give people perspective. I want to explain certain things in the recruitment industry, especially to the videos like people can why people cannot find a job, and but from the perspective of a recruiter, right? From the perspective of the recruiter. So yeah, please subscribe to my channel and let's let's start watching the video. Oh my God, man, I'm recording this from my super old computer. Okay, let's watch this video. Why can't I find a job? By We Are Moving Forward channel. Go support this channel, subscribe to his channel, and make sure to like and comment under his videos. Okay, let's start.
Why can't I find a job right now? It's because the jobs you're applying to don't even exist.
Maybe. Um, Sorry for interrupting that, but sometimes companies, do a market research, and some open positions are like not some positions are non-existent. Some jobs are non-existent. They don't exist. They exist. The job posting exists only to, gauge the market and to understand the market rate for certain positions. Moving forward. Yeah, this emails are auto-generated whenever recruiter or HR person just reject the person. This sort of things are automatically sent to everybody uh, through a system. Okay. By the way, I'm a recruiter, but I'm the person from oil and gas industry. When I lost my job due to the project being over, I struggled to find a job. Man, I swear to God, I struggled that the same exact way. I applied probably 100 or I think at least at least 100 jobs. That was at least, but it's the figure might be even more. And I understand why this happens. We are moving forward.
I'm Kevin and I've applied to 2,200 jobs over the last 2 years.
Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, I hope he did it like through some sort of website where you can, just click a button and it happens automatically. A lot of companies have when you apply manually through the system, through the website, it becomes pain in the ass. You do a lot of job just to fucking apply for this job. Right, that is why I think even on LinkedIn you jump through the hoops just to apply for the position. Man, it ain't supposed to be like that, right? Uh, the benefit of using a job website is that you can apply just by clicking it. But sometimes if you're applying directly to the company through their website, it just becomes a pain in the ass, man. I understand them. Over 2,000 jobs in 2 years, man, that's a lot of like a lot of effort.
And I still don't have one, despite me having 5 degrees, multiple certifications, and military.
5 degrees, man. What the fuck? 5 degrees? Who the fuck? Man, I would have understand if you got 2 degrees, three. three degrees, but five, god damn it, 5 degrees. In in generally nowadays, at least at 2024, 2025, right? In 21st century, basically, degrees mean doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything at all. Only thing that matters is your skills, is your well, communication skills, technical skills, even connections, right? Connections can benefit you more than your diploma. Man, I swear to God, connection can benefit you more. Just by knowing somebody within the company can benefit you tremendously. Tremendously, man. It's it can benefit you tremendously. It's much more helpful to have a connection than to having a degree. I'm sorry to bring it to you, but I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's just how it is. It's just life. C'est la vie, monsieur. Unfortunately, that's a world we live in.
Military experience. Not only that, but spending the bulk of my time after my MBA program advising corporate strategy to senior level managers.
Man, MBA itself is worthless. It doesn't mean anything, man. It just like Pepper. If you want to get into business, just start a business. You don't need MBA. MBA in man, it's just glorified, over glorified by I don't know by movies or by pop culture. But the MBA doesn't mean shit. I'd rather be a fucking archaeologist or than to have an MBA. It doesn't mean anything. MBA is just bullshit. Man, if you want to st- be in business, right? If you want to be in a business, just start the fucking business. I know you might fail. A lot of businesses fail. I don't remember the exact numbers, the exact percentage, but I think oh, I think 6 or 8 businesses out of 10 eventually fail. There are a lot of businesses that fail. So even if you fail in your business, it can still benefit you, right? Because you got the experience. It's much more beneficial comparing to MBA paper.
At Dow 30 and Fortune 50 companies. Of those 2,200 applications that I've submitted, only 13 of those have led to phone screeners, which turned into 6 interviews, 2 of which were scams. 2, they lost funding for the position. One of them was a position I was never even qualified for in the first place. I'd applied to it on accident, but interviews are hard to come by. So I took it and I studied. I made it to the third round before they realized that that wasn't the job that I do. And then the last one,
Well, if there is 2 rounds of interview, it already gonna be a sign of it's already gonna be a red flag. If three, it's crazy. Like it's crazy. I don't know. You're not. Obviously, I know for the fact that you didn't apply for the position of CEO or somebody in the higher management. But why the fuck would they, conduct 3 interviews? It's just crazy, man. It would have been it should have been at least a sign of something of abnormal.
it's been 12 and a half weeks at this point, and they just completely ghosted me. I didn't even get a rejection letter. Have you seen that show on Netflix about Formula One, Drive to Survive? Well, now I'm living the real Drive to Survive. That's right. I'm using my MBA in data analytics to drive Uber. Great use, right? Absolutely not. I'm sure some of you listening right now have had to do the same.
Well, we have to do something just to, get by, to sustain our lifestyle, just to earn, basically, just to put food on a table. We just have to do anything, right? There is no shame in, earning money, right? It's much better than, than robbing banks. It's driving Uber is much more honorable than being a criminal. Okay, so there is nothing wrong about driving Uber. Yeah, with the 5 degrees, driving Uber seems like crazy stuff. But man, we have to do what we have to do, right? We have to do things that we have to do. We all need money just to survive, just to get by. But having 5 degrees in driving Uber, it's doesn't feel pleasant.
I'm grateful it's there for me to make some income and I can provide for myself and for my kid. It's not exactly the career path that I had planned on my whole life or worked for my whole life. Since I started driving Uber, I've talked to a lot of people in the car about my job because whenever someone gets in the car, it always comes up, "Hey, is this what you do full time?" And I always have to tell them, "No, I've been looking for a job for 2 years and I can't find a job." And they ask what's going on. And I tell them about my education. And they say, "Why are you driving Uber? Like, you should have a job by now." And I say, "That's exactly right. I should
That's a world we live in.
have a job by now." And then when we talk about the hiring process and how bad the job market is right now, they inevitably tell me, "You should do a podcast on this," which is in line with what my friends and family tell me too. So here we are. I'm doing a podcast about it because this relates to so many people right now. It is impossible to find a job. And if
Well, it relates to at least 95% of general demographics. So,
you're listening to this, you found me because you don't have a job right now. But I digress. So here we are, both of us not employed, and we don't know why. The Department of Labor and Statistics recently released a number saying that they had overestimated jobs that were created in this past year by 818,000. I know it sounds like a lot, but that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of what's really going on. Based on my research and analysis, at least 40% of all jobs posted online are fake. Why post fake jobs? That's the
I think mostly market research. I think for market research purposes. So I work for the company, but we don't do that such things because we already know the rates. But people new to the industry, people who venturing into new industry, companies that are venturing into new industries usually do that, and it's not good. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. No, that's terrible. You know, it just giving people false hope, right? That is why it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm sure that it's just for market research purposes only.
number one question that people ask me. What do the companies get out of it? Well, I've
Market
talked to people
research.
who are recruiters and who are HR representatives who have admitted to me personally in interviews that they have had to post fake jobs because they were directed to. And I've done research and I've read online about other people who have also posted fake jobs because they were told to. And in my research and in my analysis over the past year or so, after I found out that this was a real thing that's happening all the time, I found out that there's 10 reasons so far that I've uncovered as to why a company would want to post a job that was fake, that didn't exist, in order to benefit them. And I'm going to be going over those in the next few episodes. And another thing to note is that these companies that are posting these jobs that aren't real, it's not like they're Nigerian prince level scammers who are just trying to get money out of you. I mean, there's a handful of those around, but the vast majority of these companies that are posting these fake jobs, the real companies, big companies that you've heard of. If you probably have something of theirs in the room with you right now. Uh, Verizon, yeah, I'm calling them out. I'm not gonna dance around it here on this podcast. The whole idea behind this podcast and this
By the way, um, sometimes these jobs might be even real. The reason why you feel like it's a fake job, it's because, usually there are at least 300 or sometimes it's like 500 applicants for this job. Since they don't give you a feedback sometimes, since you don't get a phone call, it might give you a sense of, fake job. You might feel like it's a fake job just because you didn't get the phone call. But the fact of matter is, it's either market research, or it might be because of, a lot of applicants in only few only few people get selected, you know. So you have to understand, right? It's basically understandable why they do market research. But the second reason is, again, there are like 300 or 500 applicants for the same job, and there is only one position in the company, one position against 500 applicants. It happens a lot. So there is a lot of competition in the industry. That might be a reason. But in general, yeah, I can understand his frustration about it.
YouTube channel. If you're not watching me on YouTube, come find the YouTube channel and subscribe and whatever, because I'll be putting out this information as much as I can. If you're watching me on YouTube, find me on. I think I'm going to be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Amazon. I'm going to try to be on all the different outlets, whatever I can get this onto, because this information needs to get out.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
back to what I was saying, these aren't like Nigerian level print scammers, right? It's not like
It doesn't feel like a scam, right? It doesn't feel because there is no financial benefit for these companies to post fake jobs, right? It doesn't feel like a scam, but still, right? It's shitty experience to have, right? It's not a good look. That is why. But it's not a scam in terms of legal side, but it's still like it's still not a good look for the company.
we're just trying to get your money. And yeah, I said there's a couple of those out there, but it's Verizon who posts jobs because it benefits them to post jobs that they never intend to hire anyone for. Petco,
Oh, I didn't quite get that. What do you mean by benefit?
it's Verizon who posts jobs because it benefits them.
I don't get why it benefit them. I don't think that it would benefit them. It's either because of a lot of applicants or market research. I don't think it would benefit them in any way, right? I don't think so. Verizon is an established brand. Everybody knows about the Verizon. I don't think it will benefit them. I don't think so.
To post jobs that they never intend to hire anyone for. Petco does it too. And they come up with other names because they don't want to say we're posting fake jobs. They don't want to say this is fraudulent. We're defrauding the public at large. They don't want to be painted in that light. So they come up with these cutesy little terms like ghost jobs, evergreen jobs, unicorn jobs. There's a couple other ones, but if you do some research on it, if you want to Google it right now, if you want to grab your phone or whatever and look up ghost jobs, you will find stories after stories on it. And it's not getting any press out there. And so whenever I found out about this, I decided I have to do something about it. I have a master's degree in data analytics. I have tons of experience in research and analysis and digging deep and answering the unanswerable questions and solving problems and finding out the unfind outable. And my talents are going to waste while I'm sitting in my car driving.
Yes, a lot of people's talents are going to waste. I don't, well, if you consider just sheer fact that how many people get degrees from these universities, I'm 100% sure that the market demand is not on the same level as the rate of graduation from these universities, right? Yeah, a lot of like huge supply of professionals in certain degrees. Way too many people graduate from with certain degrees, but there is not much of a demand in the economy. So you have to, understand that. Man, I think like being a regular employee is really, really hard. Like if you want to make money nowadays, it's it's much easier to become a YouTuber or to become an influencer, right? It's much less of a headache nowadays. It's like even system tells you like it's not worth it. It's not worth to have a job like a regular job. Go become a yeah. Okay.
Driving Uber. I mean, I like talking to people. Everyone that's been in my car has been real cool, except for that one person. But everybody's been cool so far. And then I'm also doing handyman work too, right? But that's not what I went to college for. That's not what I'm trying to do. I have this analytical.
I have a degree in geophysics and geology. Sometimes I get this type of feelings. Yeah, I'm a geophysicist, geologist, and sometimes I think like, man, I need to be like, I should have, at least I should have a job of a geophysicist. I have to work in a resources, right? Oil and gas in mining. But man, and I s- I- and I basically can find a job in geophysics because market is way too saturated. Market is way too saturated. Man, sometimes I feel depressed when I think about my diploma and my degree, because, I cannot. Basically, the only reason why I'm a recruiter in recruitment industry is because I cannot find a job in geophysics, geology. I was offered quite a position over in foreign countries, but due to some reasons, I couldn't accept the job offer from foreign companies. Okay.
Mind and I have all this training, and if I'm not doing it to do what I trained for, what I spent my life working for, which is to direct corporate strategy, to answer the big questions, to answer the hard questions, to improve profitability, whatever, all that stuff, I'm not doing it. So I don't want it to go to waste, because what I'm seeing during this job hunt is that it's impossible, that it's horrible, that people are suffering just like I am. I I'm 43 years old and I'm starting from scratch. When I got divorced, we sold the house and that gave me a good amount of money, and I had great investments. I had a 401k, I had savings. It's all gone now. It's gone. That's why I'm driving Uber, and that's why I'm doing TaskRabbit as a handyman, is because I got to feed my kid. I got to keep a roof over my head.
Much respect to this man because he's a father and um, he's basically doing anything possible for his kids. I respect this type of people who work hard to provide for the family, for family, for his kids. I respect it. And when it comes to kids, there is no shameful job, right? In driving Uber or being a carpenter or anything, right? When it comes to kids, any father would do anything possible just to provide for his kids. I respect this man.
I got to have internet connection for hunting for jobs that I'm never going to get. Um, so this problem is huge and it needs to be dealt with. And if I have the skills to find out things and to disseminate this information to people like you who are watching this on YouTube, or people like you who are listening to this in your cars or driving around or at the gym or whatever, if you're applying to jobs and you're not getting hired, it's because most of the jobs you're applying to are fake. My research says at least 40% are fake, and I can back that up all day. 70% is what I believe is the number of jobs that are fake, that are posted online. 70% of the jobs. I did the math on it. Out of the 2,200, roughly 2,181 as of today, out of the roughly 2,200 jobs to which I've applied, I've spent a total of 12 and a half solid days applying to jobs that never even existed in the first place.
I think these companies at least should get fined, right? At least fine or something. Is this sort of thing gotta have um, your it has CEOs of these companies, at least somebody in the management gotta get fined, right? They shouldn't get away with this posting fake jobs. It this At least it should be regulated. There gotta be some sort of regulation when it comes to posting jobs. If you post a fake job, you should get fined.
That's a huge amount. And that's what's happening to you too. So if you're feeling down right now because you can't get a job, if you're feeling like there's no hope, that like there's something wrong with you, that ain't it, bro. It's not you. That ain't you, sister. It's not you either. This job market, this job market is impossible. And I'm hoping to talk to some HR people, to talk to recruiters. And
By the way, you can reach out to me. Uh, so, I'm my name is Elias Suyangara. If you have any questions, you can directly message me. So again, sorry. Elias in Gara. You can, on Blue Sky. You can hit me up on Blue Sky. So here is my Blue Sky account. You can message me, right? I'm mostly active on Blue Sky. This is new page, new social media account. I'm new to Blue Sky, but if you have any questions, right, you can message me, DM me. Um, I will answer everything about your, questions regarding recruitment. Yeah.
and resume writing professionals and whatever to see if I can
Yes, again, if you have questions regarding your resume, you can hit me up. My, it's not like service or anything. I just, if I have some advice regarding your resume, you can just like ask me any questions. If there is part of resume that is missing, maybe some information to be included, just you can message me, ask me anything.
find
Or you can ask me in the comment section.
any sort of advantage that I can share with everybody. But at the very least, I want to share why you're not getting these jobs. I want people to be aware that companies are defrauding the public at large. They're wasting your time, they're wasting my time, they're wasting their own time having their HR and their recruiters and their third party recruiters post these jobs on platforms. And companies like LinkedIn and Indeed, they're making a ton of money off of this. Sure, they don't care if it's a real job or not, as long as they're getting paid, right? I mean,
Absolutely, 100%.
that's some sort of ethical dilemma at the very least that we need to dive into, I believe, and someone needs to be held accountable for it.
100% I agree. Motherfuckers gotta get fined.
So one thing that happened this year, shortly after I found out about fake jobs and how pervasive they are in the job market, um, I wrote this cover letter. I'd never been on Reddit before. I went on there for some job hunting help to see if there was people on there that could help me because I heard the community's good for some of that stuff, right? So I go on there and I post this. I took a screenshot of a cover letter that I wrote for this company, and it kind of went viral. I'll talk about it in another podcast, but it kind of went viral, and it got the attention of a journalist from Business Insider. His name's Tim, really cool guy. Um, so he got a hold of me and wanted to do an interview. We did an interview. He posted the article about my job hunt a few months back, and I got over 300 messages on LinkedIn within the next couple weeks, DMs. And gosh, I was thinking like, is it going to be a recruiter? Is someone going to be like, hey, I see the value in you, Kevin, and I want you to come here and use your brain goo to make our company better? No, that's not what happened. Every single one of them was a story about somebody whose mom is going through the same thing, or their brother, or there's one, this one person wrote me and they said, look, my son's going through the same thing, just got his bachelor's degree 2 years ago, continued to live on his own for a year after he graduated. Then he had to move back home because he still didn't have a job after a year after having his bachelor's degree. And after living at home for another year, he had to go get his job back at Taco Bell or McDonald's or whatever it was, the job that he had in high school, because he couldn't find a job anywhere else. So now he's back living with his parents doing the job that he was doing in high school. And so it's 300 messages of just commiseration of people who are all in the same boat as me and you, who can't understand why they can't find a job. And if we're to believe the articles that are posted online, so many companies are saying, "Oh, we can't find people," and we're nobody wants to work, and we can't find qualified candidates.
Motherfuckers lie. They can't find people who would work for dimes and nickels, right? They just don't want to pay. That's what's happening. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay, and they can't find a person for the position who would work for dimes and nickels, rice and beans. That's what's happening. They would find somebody for the position if they would pay more. They would pay not more, not a lot, but according to market rate. If they would pay it at least according to the market rates, they would find somebody, but they don't. They don't pay. That's what's happening, right? They would find somebody like within at least 3 days if they would pay.
Candidates. That's bogus. You know, it's we're having a harder time finding the jobs than the jobs are having finding us. And if you don't believe me, you can go on LinkedIn if you have the premium access and you can look at some of the jobs that are posted.
You don't need LinkedIn Premium. It's bullshit. It doesn't give you any advantage, even if you have a premium account.
And they used to have a really granular number. I think now it's like by milestone, but it used to say, this job has been posted for a week and they've received 3,200 applications or whatever, right? So
Huge competition in the industry.
you can go on there and you can look at that. Out of 3,200 applications, y'all couldn't find someone to hire? You expect us to believe that? No, we're not buying it. We're not buying it. Um,
Well, at least I don't know, at least 10% of those of that number, could have been great fit, but it's just like bullshit they came up with.
so that's kind of the intro for this being the first podcast, for this being the first episode. The high notes, look, you're not doing anything wrong. It's the job market that's wrong, and
Job market is cooked.
we're here to fight against it. My biggest goal, and it's a little lofty, is I want to get in touch with people from Congress, representatives, senators. I want you to reach out to them also. We'll talk about that in a future episode. Write to your representatives and tell them that companies, big companies, are defrauding the public at large by posting jobs that they have no intent to hire for. And it's unethical. It's just mean. It's hurting our country. It's hurting our economy. It's hurting families. And it needs to stop. That's my call to action. That's why I'm here. That's my mission. So if you found any useful information in this, please click. I don't know where it is. I'm new to this. There's a button somewhere. There's the bell that you got to ring and the subscribe. Whatever you feel like doing. Whatever you do, whenever you find something on YouTube that you like, just do that. If you're listening on audio, then subscribe to me. I think you can get notifications for that for when I put out a new one. Right now, this is new. I'm doing maybe one a week. I want to get up to maybe two a week, but stay tuned. Listen up. If you're watching on YouTube, there's links in the description, I think, of my X/Twitter. Started a TikTok. I have no idea how to use it. I've never used TikTok, but apparently, like this is going to be the platform for me to promote this a little bit. So stay tuned for my first ever TikTok. And then Reddit. That's the big one. If you're on Reddit, check out the subreddit. It's r/fight fake jobs. You can join that. We have 1,050 members, I think, right now. That's where we post about companies who are doing the dirty deed, who are posting the jobs that we don't want to see posted, the jobs that don't exist. So go on there for more insight, more information. But yeah, thank you for your time and for listening. I hope you found value in this episode today. But as of right now, we're moving forward to episode 2.
Okay. Uh, fo- 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 so he has 4 videos. Okay. So Kevin, reach out to me if you have questions. Ask me any questions. All right, guys, that was it. That's it for today. Um, yeah, I hope I hope Kevin finds a job. Um, at least in something related to technology, since he has a degree in analytics, data analytics. But man, I feel sorry for him. Just he cannot find a job. Again, that's it for today. Please follow me. This is my channel, 28 subscribers. This is another video I made prior to today. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Bye.